Yeah, I know. You got you gotta at least hide it a little bit. She can sense.
She don't hide
Yeah,
it
but she
from
can
me.
sense your fear, and that's why she doesn't hide it from you, Joey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Streaming Rainbow. Specifically, welcome to the playground. Our episode starts the sun starting to set in the skies of Ur, or as the non-snobby kids call it, Nightmare Land. The forest and ruins spread across the landscape in a deceptively lush and verdant view as the camera zooms in to one of the external towers of the playground. As we zoom in, the playground looks like a ramshackle collection of playground equipment, slides bolted onto the side where it shouldn't be, climbing walls in odd places, the same sort of plastic you might remember from McDonald's Playscapes, all of it in this strange eldritch skyscraper that towers hundreds of meters into the sky. And as we zoom into one of the external watchtowers, we find the fierce gaze of Kate as she surveys the land before going out on a sunset forage. Kate, please describe your character.
Kate is very small. She's a small, slight, pale girl. 4'1", barely weighs anything. She's like 65 pounds. She's tiny. Always wearing the beanie to be covered. But yeah, is always staring and watching and probably judging very harshly. But she is of very few words, but she doesn't need words when you can tell a lot by how she's glaring at you. So.
And just at sort of the entrance to this watchtower, the top level here, there's a group of younger kids that are sort of whispering to each other, trying to figure out which one should go over and talk to Kate, kind of almost picking straws about it before one of the smaller, younger kids is pushed out of the group towards Kate. They stutter and mutter over to her. Hey, Kate, so we were, you're one of the better seekers. I was wondering if you could help us. Have you seen, Alice? Who Kate would recognize as essentially the head, as far as you can get ahead of a department in the playground, but the head of the Seekers. The Seekers, for our viewers, are the group of kids that go out on these sort of expeditions into the ruins to look for other kids that might have fallen into Nightmare Land or other pieces of technology or text or anything they might be able to scavenge in the ruins, of which Kate has quickly become a very impactful member of. And Alice, being the head of it, has gone missing.
She hasn't come back yet?
No. Right, we were supposed to meet up and talk about, like how we're gonna divide things up for the next like week or so. And yeah, no, no one's seen her. I think were you the last to talk to her? I know you two talk. Well, I mean, you don't talk. I know that she talks to you a lot.
Just like Kate is just like waiting for them to stop talking. Like, when would I have last talked to Alice?
Yeah, you would have last talked to Alice probably earlier that day. Alice tends to send you on sort of further reaching, more risky expeditions. So you check in pretty frequently in terms of like, hey, we like spotted some ruins that are kind of way out there. You're the only one who's fast enough to get there and back before nightfall. Right. So you probably would have talked to her that morning.
I talked to her this morning before I went out on my most recent run, but I haven't seen her since. No one has seen her since. I don't know who else has talked to her.
No, no one's. We're just trying to figure out who might have seen her last. I think this morning, I think you were the last one to see her.
Right. Okay. How close is it? It's getting dark. It's getting close to...
The sun is... You're just starting to get the colors of sunset banding across the sky.
No time. Right. Okay. Anything else?
And from there, the camera sort of twists into the actual structure of the playground. And we see that it's full of kids in this sort of organized chaos of a recess almost. There's kids building things, cooking things, fixing things, hanging out, trying to make the best of what they can in this ramshackle fort in the middle of Nightmare Land. And we move our way back into the library with the bookworms, the closest you can get to academics here in the playground. And the camera zooms on up and we meet Ryan. Ryan, could you please describe your character and what you might be reading right now?
Ryan is 5'5". He's Hispanic. He's got short, like curly-ish, but maybe just messy. It's one of those hard to tell. Brown hair. He's got like he's got thick eyebrows, and he's at that age where he still has most of his baby fat, but the like beginnings of the indigenous like big cheekbones, bone structure, and like sharper jaw is starting to peek through. And he's those that know him know that every once in a while his voice does a funny thing now. And he's wearing some sort of comic book shirt, whatever he was able to wear underneath his baseball jersey on his entrance here. And he is probably trying to find he's probably looking, if he's not specifically on task for something, researching something for one of the department heads or his own or something like that, he's probably trying to look through the journal entries or any sort of field notes of those that have come before, trying to find any clue on how to get out of here, because he's got more important things to do.
Absolutely. And Ryan, like many kids before him and even with him actively in this library, are trying to find a way to get back to the real world, really, back to parents, back to family, back to friends. And as you're getting into the journal entry of one of the most well-written sort of kids before they went off to the fort and they aged out of the plague room, Jack. So you're reading through Jack's journal entries and just about to get to something about a discovery in the ruins of a ruins nearby. You're joined by, well, they may not be your favorite person, but you're certainly their favorite person as Joey crashes the library. Joey, can you please describe yourself?
Joey is a 10-year-old boy from New Jersey. And he is basically just if you're anyone who knows the Rizzler, think about that. That's exactly what this kid is basically like. And he is very loud, very sociable, and takes up a lot of space. And wherever he goes, if they're in the he's in the library right now. He's not gonna be quiet, though he's gonna try to be. And he really admires older kids because he wants to be exactly like his older brother Marty, and so he's definitely latched onto Ryan during his time here.
Yeah, and what Joey is perhaps wanting to talk to Ryan about is one of your other parental figures, Cynthia. You haven't seen them in a couple of days. It's not unusual for Cynthia to be busy. She's one of the tech heads. She does a lot of like building, a lot of work down in sort of the what counts for plumbing in the playground and things like that. But she's never been gone this long.
Hey yo, Ryan. Hey Ryan. Hey bro. Hey, you got a minute? I got a question.
Yeah, give me one. I already lost the spot. And he just puts like a bookmark in it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
All right, one. Okay, so that's good enough, right? That's good. All right, listen, Ryan, I have to level with you, bro. I have to really level with you. So Cynthia, you know them, the one that like does a lot. They're really super
I know
nice.
Cynthia is.
Yeah, I love Cynthia. Well, see, she hasn't been like around, bro, like for a long time now, and I'm getting a little bit. I'm getting worried. I think that maybe we have to go like do something about it. You know?
Do I know that this is weird?
You would know that, yeah, Cynthia is like, it's not unusual for her to take longer trips into more dangerous parts of the playground to fix more foundational things, but it is unusual for her to be gone
have a radio,
this
right?
long. She should, yeah.
Okay. I don't think I would have a radio, right? That's usually the bosses.
It's mostly seekers and people who are going on expeditions that have them, yeah. But you do know Kate, who would have a radio.
Well, we don't know if there's anything to worry about yet. So let's just try to take a deep breath. Remember I taught you.
See,
No. Before you remember, before you talk, you breathe. We breathe, then we talk. All right, okay.
Okay, but bro, listen. Well, it's really weird though because she said like, "Oh, okay, Joey, I'm gonna be back, like in an hour," and then she wasn't back in an hour, and so I just don't know what to do, man.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. She should be back by now.
And like I think I was hearing some of the other older kids talk, and they were saying they couldn't get her on the radio.
Oh no,
that's bad, right?
Let's
Right?
Yeah, I think I know a person to talk to. Kate's always know. Yeah, I know. You guys, it's you gotta at least hide it a little bit. She can sense.
She don't hide.
Yeah, but she can sense your fear, and that's why she doesn't hide it from you, Joey. She's not really that mean. I don't think she'll hurt you. Probably.
Joey leans so close, like you can hear his breathing, and he's like, one night I woke up and I saw her staring at me from across the bunk beds. She was just staring at me, and bro, I don't know how to handle that. Like I've been trying to say, hey, Kate, you want to go eat lunch on the playground, or Kate, do you want to go try this dance with me or something like that, like do like one of the dances I've been teaching other kids, back from like back home and all that good stuff. And you know what? I just don't know, bro. I just really don't know.
I don't really know what to tell you, but we gotta talk to her. So just maybe be quiet, and I'll do the talking.
But I talk more. I've been over this with you. I talk more when I'm nervous.
Breathe.
We smash cut. And we smash cut to Kate, Ryan, and Joey meeting up, probably still at the watchtower. I imagine that they would go and find Kate up there, ruminating, trying to think of where Alice might be. You pass the same gaggle of seekers that were just talking to Kate, as they sort of like sheepishly keep their heads down and walk past you on the staircase as you get to the top and find Kate solitary as usual at the top of the tower.
Hey, Kate.
Yeah. Hi.
Ryan just gives one of those like, what's up?
It's returned. Yeah.
Joey looks back and forth between the two, nervous.
Hey, Kate. Have you seen Cynthia anywhere?
Cynthia's missing too.
Put your hands down.
Totally ignoring
Who
Joey
else
at
is
this
missing?
point. Alice.
Alice
Wait.
and Cynthia.
Bro, Alice is gone too?
Yes.
That's
Not good.
I don't.
Why would they? Did they go somewhere together?
I don't know why they would.
Can we
know?
do some sort of investigation or like a whatever to know who would be? Are they close? And if they are, who else we could talk to?
So we're going to start with our first roll of the game here. And before we do an investigation roll, we're going to do a remember roll. So the system we're using is World of Darkness Innocence. It uses a D10 dice pool based on the World of Darkness system, but for innocent little babies. For our memory roll, we're going to be doing an intelligence wits roll. So you add up the total number of dots in both of those stats. That's how many dice you roll. Anything that is an 8 or above is a success. You re-roll 10s. 1s are botches. They take away a success.
Intelligence wits, you said?
Intelligence wits.
I think one of my merits, actually, didactic memory. I don't have to do memory rolls. Let me look and double check that. I should have wrote the actual, what's it call it on there, huh? It's page 87, though, I think.
Lara's making some very pleasant faces.
I thought it was a 7.
At their
It
dice.
wasn't.
Ooh, rough.
I've got a botch and an 8. So
All right, so that evens out to a 0.
yeah.
Our resident golden retriever boy here got none. 0. No botches, but just no.
Straight goose egg.
There we go. Your photographic memory is almost perfect. You can remember almost anything you have witnessed or read. Under normal circumstances, you do not need to roll to recall a fact, license plate, or face. Under stress, you receive a +2 modifier to any intelligence in computer or intelligence skill study, for instance, to remember a chemistry roll made to pull something from your memory.
Ah, all right. So, Joey and Kate, you come up with big old goose egg. can't think of a reason. Like they're both pretty well known within the playground. It's not unusual for them to like talk to each other, but they don't really like hang out. They wouldn't go on expeditions. But while you're sort of piecing that together, Ryan, as one of the older kids, there's not a whole lot of people in the playground that are older than you. And it occurs to you that both Alice and Cynthia are older than you, and about the age that you age out. But it's not, people don't leave unceremoniously, like in the night. It's maybe occasionally, but certainly full heads of department don't. There's a whole big process and ritual and thing about it.
Okay. Let's find. So one of them's the seeker head, and then the other one is the what? What was she?
A very well-known techie.
Techie. That's right. Can we find one of the other heads?
Yeah, absolutely. But
yeah, whoever I think would be the nearest.
Yeah. As you sort of agree on this plan together, you're interrupted by the blaring of a siren. But it's not coming from within the playground. It's coming from above you. And you see what looks like just sort of a black speck far in the sky, just making up.
Hey, shut up! Hey, shut up! What's that thing doing?
Yeah, as you see this thing blaring, the black dot in the sky quickly growing larger. Kate, I need you specifically to give me a wits investigation roll here.
Okay. Can I use my danger sense on this?
It is dangerous.
Okay. Good. I need help.
Can confirm.
And you said we reroll 10s?
Yep.
Okay.
If the reroll comes up as a botch, it does not take away, by the way.
It was a 2.
All right.
So I've got 2 8s and then
The 10.
that 10.
So
Yeah.
3 successes. Nice. 3 successes is very good. You only typically need 1 success for it to be a successful roll. So 3 is a very successful roll. And as you look up at this thing and you hear the siren, you remember having seen something similar on your escapades before. Something that the kids call a witch head. It's almost like some weird amalgamation of a balloon and a witch's head. They scream like an air raid siren and can be quite dangerous. They tend to alert all of the horrible nightmares in the area and draw them in. So it's almost like a beacon of awful.
Shit, it's a witch's head. Okay, we need to let everyone know.
Yeah.
I think they might know, Kate. Just
Ryan grabs Joey by the scruff and is like pulling him towards command center.
Kate's gonna run to find somebody with more of a ranged weapon than her jump rope. So
yeah,
I'm gonna throw my mace at it.
Yeah, as we're turning away, he just says, he like turns to Kate and just says, "Call it in." I'll go alert whoever I can.
Yeah,
Or
Kate.
will go.
absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna go, Kate. We're gonna go.
Why are you
Alert.
still talking? Go.
Why are you still
So
talking?
why is this 8-year-old so mean?
Have you ever met an 8-year-old?
Yeah. I mean, my 8-year-old boy was the sweetest person in the world. So
Have you ever met
this
an
is foreign to
8-year-old
me.
girl? Have you ever met an 8-year-old girl? They are the fucking devil. And I'm 10, by the way. I meant look 8, but Jesus.
Oh, sorry,
Let's
my
go.
bad. Okay.
Yeah. So the three of you race to command. Kate, you call it in. You hear back on the radio, setting up cannons. As you see the sort of defensive capabilities of the playground start to come into play, as several cannons and harpoons are loaded up on the outer walls, and you all make your way inside. Command is already a flurry of activity. The Seekers don't have a head right now, so there's no one there, even though the Seekers tend to be the more offensive branch of the group. The techies are, hey everyone, just calm down. Look, it's fine. Our defenses are fine. We've never had a breach in the playground, right? We make sure to send all the older kids off so our defenses stay strong. We haven't had any issues in the many years since we started implementing that policy. And you hear the head of the parents, which we haven't met many of yet, but the parents do a lot of the glue work that keeps the playground running. They do the laundry, they do the cooking, they do things like that. And the head of the parents speaks up. Well, something's happening. We've never had a witch head this close, and certainly not one that big. We can't just sit here and wait. We have to do something.
Can Ryan use his inspiring merit in the absence of Alice and Cynthia, seeming to be pretty important to this kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of realize, right? Ryan's whole thing is pattern recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And so realizing without these like major glue pieces, that's not really his thing, but he can step in for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan would always rather work solo because he thinks other people are too stupid.
Damn.
Yeah, which is ironically enough why he likes Joey, because he feels like Joey is the perfect combination of stupid and loyal. And so he tolerates him because he knows that eventually that'll be useful to Ryan.
And I'm the mean one.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. So I want to use my inspiring feat to just kind of like, hey, now's not the time to be pointing fingers. We can figure out after who's to blame and how to fix it. But for right now, we need to do everything we can to get in line and make sure that we have time to figure it out. You guys know your jobs. You don't need to be told anymore. Get it done.
Yeah, give
Speak on it, bro.
a presence socialize roll or presence intimidate, depending on the type of effect you're trying to go for.
Yeah, a little bit of intimidation. Once per chapter, you make a presence socialize roll for your character. If the roll succeeds, all children... Yeah, I guess I'll go socialize then. All children listening and who intend to help or go along with the proposed course of action regain 1 spent willpower point. Not to I guess this would have been better as a mid-battle thing, but
this can be
if
not
anybody's lost,
activating the merit. This can be just giving an inspiring speech.
Then I'll go with the intimidation then.
Can I help by like, or how does that helping work in this system?
Socialize.
Because I'm pretty good at both of those things too.
And can we say though that I'm using my specialty, intimidation, sticks and stones, to intimidate using intelligence? So
Yeah, if
using
you're
the
going
logic
with
of...
intimidation, and I'll give you I'll say we'll get a +1 for Joey being your hype man, so an additional die.
Okay, I'm
Knows what
rolling.
you're talking about.
Power gaming it up, guys. 6 die.
6 die, let's go.
5 ones. Let's go. That's a 9. That's an 8. That is a 10, right? Yeah, because it's 1 through 10.
Yep.
So I reroll 1, and then the rest are failures.
All right, 3 successes so far.
8!
Nice,
So
4
4.
successes. Yeah, you step in and kind of throw your weight around a little bit as one of the oldest kids in the room right now, and the arguing sort of simmers down, and the room sort of looks to you and Joey and Kate, just by merit of being next to y'all, kind of expectantly.
Ryan, without missing a beat, turns to Kate and says, "You can handle the Seekers. I'll get the techies in line."
Okay.
I can help with the Seekers too. I can sort of help with because maybe, bro, she may scare them a little bit much. We want to kind of, get morale up. Woo, let's go.
All right, you got it, bro. And he puts out a big fist to his little bud.
When you look over at Kate, with all of, you would have seen them with very wide eyes, looking a little bit more pale than they already are, with all the yelling. But that you talking to them and her and your speech, she goes, "Yeah, yep, yes."
Yeah, and then Ryan goes to try to figure out what's going on with the techies and get that going up.
Ryan goes to the head of the techies, a fairly young kid, them named Rowan. And Rowan looks over at Ryan and our defenses have never been breached from the outside. I don't see any reason why we should have any alarm. We have plenty of external weaponry. We have 6 cannons within eye line of the witch's head, and plenty more in case the witch's head brings whatever nasty creatures. Just because this is an anomalous circumstance doesn't mean that it's a dangerous one.
Okay. Well, I'll be here for whatever you need. I'll just be able to support you guys. Anything you need, quick repairs, I can help out. Send me where you need me.
Well, we could do with getting some intel on the thing. That would usually be the Seeker's job, seeing as, well, I suppose Kate is now working as the head. Any intel they can gather would be helpful.
Would there be any sort of library collection of information on, like, that Seekers have brought back on any sort of beasts, on these kind of things?
Yeah, there's catalogs of, like, the different types of creatures and experiments or experiences.
Is there anything about witches' heads?
You would have to go look for it. It's not something you've read before.
Yeah. Okay.
But likely, yes.
Okay. I can relay that to Kate, and I can go look in the library to see what other information we have on witches' heads. I'll be back.
We just need to get it to shut up so it doesn't call even more shit here.
Got it. I'll relay that after I go to the library.
No, I'm not. I'm just kind of saying it out loud. I didn't want to be in charge. I just want to do my job. Anyway, yeah, smash cut.
But how do we...
I'm here, Kate. I got it.
But how do we shut it up? It's not like we can just put tape over its mouth.
Joey is not the one to help shut it up.
Okay.
And the boy can't shut himself up.
Are the cannons... No. Are the cannons ready?
Pocket.
Are the cannons ready?
Yeah. I think that's what they said. I think Rowan said they had some cannons.
Should we get some kids to go, like, maybe we can get some of the kids that have the close range to go wait and see if anything's gonna come up to the surface or come up to right up to the place where the where our playground starts. Maybe we could do something like that. I can bring my kids my mace, and we can go and just be ready to kick some fucking ass.
Sure.
Yeah, Joey, that's like the best idea I've ever heard you have.
Thanks, Kate. All right, I'm gonna need Billy. I'm gonna need Sally. I'm gonna need Annabelle. You're great. It's okay. You're gonna be fine. Let's go, guys. Go, 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 go.
All of the Seekers look to Kate before doing anything Joey says. As
Anybody
Joey, like, races down the hall.
Anybody who is really feels confident in hand to hand, go with Joey. Anybody who's a good shot, we need to get this out of the sky because that is just going to get more nightmares here. We have to stop it.
Yeah. So the Seekers sort of split up into more like range specialists and more melee specialists and go with Joey and start heading to the cannons. Kate, do you join them at the cannons? Where do you go?
That's a great question. I think I'm actually going to go to the front with Joey because I can't hit things with that jump rope, but I am a quick draw. I don't know what quick draw does. Not really anything. Yeah, I'll go to the front lines and trust my ranged specialists to shoot that fucking witch down.
All right, the two of you head to the front lines. Ryan, you go and start scouring for any information you can on witches' heads. This is going to need, because you're trying to do it quickly, I'm going to say it's going to need a wits investigation roll.
Ooh. Okay. Could I interest you in a wits study roll?
Yeah.
Because I'm using the library.
Yeah, no.
And from what I read, study is more about where to find things in a book.
Yeah.
Because I also took another specialty. I know where to look. +1 using researching. Okay, so wits to whatever 4, and then one more die.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a 1, so that takes away that 9, and then I got one other 9.
All right, 1 success. So,
jeez, 3, 5.
You dig through looking for anything you can on witches' heads. Most of the witches' heads that have been encountered are maybe 1 meter by 1 meter cubed. They tend to float and bob along the tree line, not kind of just out of reach of most kids. Aside from summoning nightmares, like some horrifying alarm, they don't actually do much themselves. The biggest piece of new information you get, though, is that similar to balloons, their skin, outer shell, the thing they're made up of is very rubbery and inflated. So blunt attacks aren't going to be as effective, such as ones from cannons. You'll need sharper, piercing things to not just bounce off of it.
Okay.
It's also worth noting that the ones that are that sort of 1 meter cubed size draw nightmares from miles just by themselves.
Okay. We have like a builders too, right? Some sort of like
The techs would be...
The techs are the... Okay. On his way to the cannons, can Ryan go try to find like a box of screws and nails?
Yeah.
And or nails.
Absolutely. There's plenty of those strewn about, so you're able to pick one up. And we'll also say that after sort of taking charge, Ryan and Joey, you got a hold of some radios for
perfect
communication.
Okay, so then he heads up to the cannons. and he probably picks a side or a cannon that is either I'm picturing that they're sort of, you said 6 cannons?
Two faces of the playground are able to see it. So
Yeah.
there's 3 cannons on each face.
Okay, so he probably goes to the one that is closest to where the melee fighters are, and so that the cannon shoots away from them.
Yeah.
And tells whoever's the lead up there, we need to pierce the skin. The blunt's not going to do it. So he hands him the box of nails and says, whatever we can get, shove it in the top of whatever the round is, and let's hope that we can pierce it. And if you got anybody that shoots arrows or anything like that, now's the time to get them up here. All
right. I'll put out a call on the radio. I'll see if we can wheel out any of the harpoons to replace the cannons. It's going to take a minute, though.
And he also relays that information to Kate. If there's anybody down there with sharp or blunt objects, if it gets close enough to the ground, have them take the shot. Yeah. And then I think actually Ryan will head down to the front lines. Yeah. And help his homies. That's probably, after knowing the research and what they're facing, probably thinks that's the best use of his time.
So Ryan runs down and rejoins, and as you look up at this thing, kind of waiting for the right moment to strike, waiting for it to be in range, it's one of those illusions, right, of like, it's hard to tell without anything to compare it to if this thing is small or far away, and it just keeps getting bigger without seeming to get much closer as it starts to dwarf the sky. Coming within view as a series or a group of bats start to descend upon the playground. The 3 of you stand at the ready in front of the playground, a group of probably 24 other seekers and various kids around you, weapons at the ready, as an absolute deluge of bats come swooping down from around the witch's head, nearly blotting out the darkening sky behind them, reminding you that night is quick approaching and the witch's head is still not within range of the weaponry. As this ocean of bats falls in, what do all of you do?
So are the bats coming down to where we can like hit them with weapons yet, or are
Absolutely.
they still like
they're
just
starting to attack you? You see them tackle one of the kids next to you to the ground, and 5 or 6 of them start biting at him.
Okay, so Joe immediately goes to the kid that's getting tackled, grabs his mace and says, "I don't think so, bub," and grabs his lollipop mace from his mouth, and it turns big, and is going to take a big swing at all those bats, trying to cleave them, basically, to get them off of the kid.
Yeah, absolutely. So you pull out your relic and start your attack. This is going to be a dexterity weaponry roll. +2 for your relic, and introducing a rule for relics, which is called 9 again, which means that you reroll not just 10s, but you also reroll 9s.
I also have a specialty in maces, conveniently, so that's going to add another +1, another dice to my pool. Okay, so we got... It's going to be 5, 6, and then 7, 8. Okay, we're rolling 8 dice here.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, we got 2 10s and then a 9. Okay, so that's going to be rerolls automatically. The rest are failures, but no botches.
All
So
right.
I'm going to reroll those 10s. And nothing. We just got 3 successes, buddy.
All right, 3 successes is good. So 3 successes as you sort of bear down on these bats. You knock 3 of the 5 off of the kid. Let's give the kid a roll here. See if he can knock off the other 2. And with 2 successes on the dice, the other kid manages to sort of take the pocket knife they had and stab down the other bats. Now, these bats are much larger than your regular bats. Each one is probably a third the size of Joey. Like, these things are massive as they bear down on y'all.
I think Joey is gonna, after he does that, raises his lollipop mace, looks at the kids around him, and says, "Show them what's what!" And to try and get all the kids ready and, you know, kind of out of their shock to just go and fight and get as many of these bats taken care of as possible.
All right. Cool. And we cut over Ryan or Kate. Who wants it?
Kate whips out her jump rope, and I would like to, much like a meteor hammer, I want to try to get the hard handle and use that as an attack against some of these bats, like whipping it around and attacking with that.
Absolutely. So I think that would also be a dexterity weaponry roll.
Okay. All right. 3 for dexterity, 2 for weaponry. This is my relic. Do I get to use extra?
You get your 9 again, and then you get the +2 for using the relic.
Heck yeah. 7. Woo! Okay, I got 2 9s, so I got 2 successes, and I get to roll again twice.
Yeah.
That didn't work. All right, it's just 2 successes.
All right. So 2 successes as you start going to town on these bats, trying to is Kate's goal here just to take out as many as she can? Is it to clear out particular space? Is it to protect the other kids?
Yeah, it's for Kate. It is. She's looking for any of the kids that are being pinned down and unable to fight for themselves. Those are the primary ones that she's going for. She wants to make sure everyone's up to do their job before she tries to go after the witch's head.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you start, especially the younger kids are very quickly being pinned and torn apart by these bats. With 2 successes, you manage to, similar to Joey, help get one of them unpinned and get them back into the fray, but there's still, let's get a count of how many are pinned here. There's still 5 kids that were pinned in the sort of initial deluge of bats.
Yeah, Kate's just like, keep going, like kind of to herself.
And it does seem endless, and that witch's head, the shadow it's casting over the battlefield is just getting bigger. As we cut over to Ryan, what are you doing?
So Ryan learned chess when he was about 5 years old because his grandpa, who was a coyote, played a lot of chess in prison, got out, and taught him how to play. And so he approaches a lot of life's problems in that way. And one of the things about chess is if you take the king out, it's game over. And so he thinks about the witch's head being the king and realizes or sees that it's too high up still to grab. So he thinks, what's the next priority? If you can't get the king, if someone's smart enough to protect their king, You got to take out the queen. Can Ryan do a quick field investigation or something to see if there's a head bat or somebody that's like the biggest one or something like that?
Yeah, I love that. That's going to be a wits, and I'm going to say wits streetwise because of where you're pulling from for this.
Hell yeah. Streetwise +2. Wits +2. See if we can get some better rolls. Oh, a 9 and a 10. And then and a 2 and a 3. Good thing, no fumble. So I'll re-roll that 10. Hey, 8. So 3 successes.
3 successes. Yeah, as you sort of look up at the sky, you're trying to scan, look for like a bigger bat or something that's calling the shots, or is this just a sea of enraged, senseless beasts? So what you don't notice necessarily like a queen or a lead bat or anything, but you notice a group of bats that has sort of cuddled and completely covered one of these kids. A group of those bats pulls the kid back inside of the playground, away from the fight and the fray that y'all have in front of the playground right now, through the front doors and back into the actual fort.
Okay. So seeing that, and seeing probably what turned into a bunch of individual skirmishes, right? Because they're kids, and the head seeker is probably gone. Again, continuing that like chess theme. I think Ryan is going to say, in the most bass he can get out of his little 12-year-old changing voice box. Everybody form up, fall back, protect the gates. And is just kind of try to use probably like presence or something, to try to get everybody to form the like very basics of like a phalanx, right? Some sort of like unit where they have maybe the more defensive on the outside, and people like Kate with their meteor hammer, and like maybe guys like Joey in the front, and then guys like Kate with a little bit more range / a little like a spears and stuff like that right behind them, sort of organizing the fighting that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So give me a presence socialize roll.
Perfect. Not intimidating on this one. You gotta offer the carrot as well. Sorry, what'd you say? Presence and then
socialize.
Socialize. Okay. Nothing on socialize, so just 3. Oh, another 10. Oh no, sorry, that's a 1. That's a failure. Not a 10. I was rolling the all. You know what I mean? I used the 100th place die too.
Yeah.
So just a failure. That's all I got on that one. Just a fumble. Sorry.
Just a fumble. So if it has no successes and a 1, it's what's called a botch. And a botch is essentially a critical failure.
Brutal.
In this system. Let's see how many you get. Not the worst roll you could have gotten on my dice. As you stand up, the kids look to you, and as they start to sort of cheer and listen to you, they all watch, all eyes on you, as 6 of these bats slam into you and push you into the dirt, and you feel them start tugging you back towards the playground. You take... What's your defense?
My defense is 2.
So you take 2 lethal damage.
Yikes.
As the bats begin to bite and claw and pull.
That's just 2 boxes checked on the health thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, make sure.
There are 3 types of damage: bashing, lethal, and aggravated. It delineates how easy it is to kill you with that and how easy it is to heal. aggravated in this system is mostly just things like magical damage. Lethal is usually things like sharp damage. Bashing is usually blunt damage.
So, I got a crazy idea.
I think Ryan's glasses are knocked off his face.
Before we can get to Joey's crazy idea, it is the bat's turn.
Okay.
Freaking bats.
Bam.
So we have 6 of them currently swarmed on Ryan. 4 of them are going to swarm Joey. Joey, what is your defense?
Two.
All right.
Hey, me and you, bud.
Hey.
Just
they're
two bros.
not able to make it past your mace as you bat them away. Kate, you have 7 bats that begin to attack you. What is your defense?
2.
All right. As they begin to swarm and claw and bite at you, only one of them is able to actually get through the meteor hammer and sort of your clothes and get in there with a good bite, dealing 1 lethal damage.
Freaking bats!
Yeah. And then let's go ahead and roll for our cannons here. As the witch's head gets in range of the cannons, if my camera wasn't in such a precarious position, I would show y'all the 3 1s and no successes that I just rolled.
That is... Do the cannons blow up?
Diabolical.
I mean, we shoved them full of nails.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. They get stuck.
Blunderboos.
3 of the cannons that were shoved full of nails that they were not meant to fire. Unfortunately, the rigging doesn't work as they explode. You see a handful of kids fall over the sides of the wall, landing with a sickening thud on the ground many meters below as you hear sort of chaotic shouts from above. And then one last roll here for our witch's head. Well, the witch's head also did not roll well, but it had a single success in there, so it's not a botch, just a failure. As the siren continues to blare, the sky turns from auburns to darker shades, purples, indigos, as just the sort of the top half of the sun, it remains visible. Nighttime is coming soon. So we come back top of the round to y'all.
So Joey sees that the cannons don't work. Sees his bro get tackled, but also realizes he has some bats nearby, and that the witch's head is getting closer and within range. And looks at his mace.
The
looks
witch's
at the
head
bat.
is getting closer, but it's not anywhere close to melee range.
Oh, I understand. This is where the crazy idea is coming in. I want to try and pilot a bat and fly up to the witch's head and smack that bitch out of the sky.
I love this son of a bitch.
Okay. I will allow your insane idea. I want to be very upfront about how difficult and dangerous it is.
I understand. I know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
To get a bat, that is going to be a strength brawl.
Perfect. Okay. Strength and brawl. All right, so that's gonna be 4, and then let me do a quick look at my merits real quick, see if anything that helps.
Imagine if Joey dies in episode 1.
Who's your backup, bro?
So I think what I'm gonna try and see if this works. Could I try and use my cheap shot to kind of pull on a weak spot of a bat and like get him to?
I'm gonna say no.
To weaken himself. Okay,
you're not trying to damage it. You're trying to catch it.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch it. Okay, then that's just gonna be 4 dice for the Joey man.
The J man.
The
J dog.
Yep.
J Swizzle.
Hey, in the comments below, what is the weak spot of a bat?
The eyes, obviously.
It's either...
Okay, 3, 2 10s, 1 9. I get your...
So you gotta roll 3 again, right?
No, this is not 9 again. Just a 10 again.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my god,
Oh, because you get the relic.
I love
That's
playing
right.
TTRPGs, y'all. Oh my... Okay, wait, hold on. Everyone shut up. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got... That's a 4 successes right there.
All right, you managed to wrangle a bat and get on its back here. I'm going to need a dexterity animalkin roll, and I again want to be very upfront. Failing this roll will hurt. Botching this roll will kill Joey.
Joey.
Joey will not survive a fall at height if you botch this roll.
You know what? I'm gonna go big or go home here, y'all. Like, let's make it an interesting episode. If Joey dies and I have to re-roll a new character, it'll be good character development for the rest of the team.
Oh, you think I'm gonna let you re-roll a character?
Oh, I'm just gonna be gone. I'm gonna be gone from the thing. Okay, that's fine. I'll be like, that's all for Joey, guys. Bye.
Hey, Mads, that's a wrap on Mads.
That's a wrap on Mads.
You know me, there's no reason. Okay. I'm still gonna do it, Bastion.
Yeah,
I know you're
go
like
for it.
crying inside.
No, I encourage the shenanigans. It's high risk, high reward.
Okay. How can I cheese this at all? Let's see. Can I use my mace as like a how am I gonna phrase this?
No,
like a
you
rein?
cannot use
like
your
a rein?
mace to
Like
add-
a bridle?
Like, you put it over the neck of the bat, and then trying to like.
That will not give you any. You can for flavor. It will not give you any additional dice on this roll.
Just checking. And then my fast reflexes, I would like to help to use that. Which just helps me with my initiative, though that doesn't really do much else. Anyway, I'm going to roll my dice, which is not very much, I'll have you know. And it's a -1 to unskilled, like if we don't have any marks in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that means I'm rolling 1 die then, I guess. Right? Okay.
Oh my God,
We're
Mads.
doing it, folks. We're doing it.
Stressful.
3, 2, 1. Wait, it didn't work. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. That's a failure.
Okay, but not a botch.
Not a botch, but it's a failure. It's a failure.
Thank God.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you hop on this bat, you try and pilot it up, and you realize when you get several meters off the ground, flailing above the cannons, that not only are you between the cannons and the witch's head, you are also attempting to pilot a nightmare bat that is a third of your size.
It's what Marty would have done.
That's what Marty would have done.
WWMD. What would Marty do?
You are unceremoniously bucked off of the bats. Several kids looking up, sort of in awe at you trying to pilot this bat, this insane stunt, and getting as far as you did. But as you're sort of thrown against the side of the playground, you fall down amongst the cannons and take 4 aggravated damage.
Cool. Using my... Did I get my head hit in any of this? Because I do have a hard head.
Tell you what, give me just Dex athletics roll to see if you can pilot yourself head first into the ground.
Against all human instinct.
Dexterity athletics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, though, if there's anybody that can do it, it's Joey.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh my god. Okay, so we got 2 10s and 1 9. So we're going good. I love my character. Okay, we just got those 3 successes.
All right, you, for some reason, twist yourself against the wall of the playground to dive head first amongst the cannons, slamming into the ground. Several kids crowd around you like, holy shit, man, that was so cool. Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all good. I
Blood
wish I had it
covering your face.
He coughs a whole bunch of blood, but like wipes his nose and like gets up trying to like show like act like he's fine. He's running on pure adrenaline. He's gonna pass out after this fully. All right, that was Joey's dumb idea.
So that was Joey's dumb idea. Who's next?
Anyways,
Is the witch's head it's out of melee range. Is it anywhere that my rope could lasso? Could like lasso that bottom part of it to pull it down?
Okay. Interesting. I think it is at the extent of what you could reasonably lasso. So you can do a dexterity weaponry roll, but I'm going to give you a -2 penalty because of the distance, but that will go down in future turns.
Okay, so dexterity weaponry?
Yeah, dexterity weaponry -2.
-2. Okay, well that just takes out my weaponry, but it's
You get
using
the
my
plus
relic.
2 for your relic.
I
yeah.
get the +2. So
And
okay.
the 9 again.
And the 9 again. Perfect. So we're at 5 die. 5 dice. Oh. We've got an 8. We got a 1, so that cancels that out. But we do have a 10, so I'll roll that again. So we just have 1 success.
All right. You throw your jump rope, extends the several meters. You've used this thing for a long enough time. You know just the timing to extend it to get the maximum amount of length and leverage as it twists around the strange balloon bottom of this witch's head. Do you try and pull it down? What are you doing here?
I immediately, like, full cheating tug of war, sit down, dig in, and like start pulling as hard as I can.
Absolutely.
To try to bring it down closer for anybody with a sharp pointy to get that fucker.
Yeah, give me a present socialize roll.
I don't have any socialize, so that's a -1. So this is a single die. Guys, I'm not social.
Yeah.
We did build a pretty good team. Joey seems to have good physical stats.
It's a fail.
Is a
It's a fail.
You sit in tug of war, but no one joins you.
It's a tiny little bean. I'm gonna get dragged.
Yeah, you're absolutely getting like dragged through the battlefield by your jump rope.
Teeth
Joey would have
gritting.
totally helped you out, but he's like on top of the cannons right now.
But he decided to fly a freaking bat into the
Joey.
sun.
Joey would have helped you out, but he thinks he's in New Jersey still.
His single brain cell isn't connecting right now.
I think I'm just screaming like, stab it, stab it, stab it. Like,
Yeah, I think seeing that as he's mobbed on the ground, I think if anybody was close to Ryan would see maybe like a heat in his countenance that they probably have not seen. Ryan, largely in the playground, has not been like a seeker or one of the fighters. He's been trying to find ways to get out, but you see the like hints of maybe a lot of pressure that has been built for years start to crack. And after he sees Joey do literally the exact opposite of what the fuck he said to do. And then also see...
Make a phalanx. Nope!
Leroy Joey! And he tries to stand up at the least as he's being mobbed. And while he is stabbing as many bats as he can, will scream once again, this time using intimidation. Help, Kate! Pull the head down! As he just goes to shove his multi-tools knife function through the head of a bat.
Yeah, so we're going to learn a fun mechanic called splitting your dice pool.
Hot.
Yeah. So you have two rolls that you're trying to make here, essentially. A presence socialized roll and a dexterity weaponry roll. Which one is the smaller of the dice pools?
Dexterity weaponry.
All right. So that is the number of dice that you have, your dexterity weaponry. And you can distribute those dice between your two rolls, between the stabbing roll and the commanding roll.
Wish I had relic at this point.
Try hitting the vape. You've never done it before.
Shouldn't have. Yeah, he feels the vape in his pocket. Feels like £1,000,000 right now. Fuck, that's only 3 die. So I will take 1 to the weaponry, and I guess I just gotta hope I don't get fucked up too much. I'll take 1 to the weaponry and 2 to the presence. Whatever you said, it doesn't matter.
Commanding roll.
2. Yeah, to the commanding roll. I'll roll the weaponry first.
All right.
Let's see what we got. Roll my little tiny die. This little fucker. Hey, it's a 10. So
Okay.
we'll re-roll that. At least get one of these little bats. That is that is an 8, not a 3. So that's 2 successes there. Let's see. Which die should I use? I'm gonna use a dragon die and a God of War Ragnarok die. This dice set's $270, so let's see if we can get another. It's a 9, so it's 1 success.
All right. So 1 success on each roll.
Yes.
All right.
No, 2 successes on the weapon roll.
1 weapon.
And then 1 success on.
All right, so 2 successes on the weapon roll. You're able to basically stab off 2 of the 5 bats, leaving you with 3. And your 1 success for the commanding roll, you get a couple of kids that hear you over the chaos of the combat, the screeching of the bats, the siren call of the witch's head getting ever louder as it gets ever lower. And 3 kids join Kate and at least stop her from being dragged, but not enough to start pulling the head down.
Perfect. And I think he's gonna look at Joey and just point at Kate.
How far away am I from Kate right now, though? Because, like, am I only... I thought I was on, like, cannons.
Yeah, you're, like, 3 or 4 stories up.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he fell where the cannon debris is. Okay,
No,
never mind.
No.
He does not do that.
Onto the
So
upper deck.
I'm gonna have to, like, try and...
Well, that doesn't happen then. I thought you, like,
It's
fell.
not happening.
I thought the cannon blew up, and you were saying he, like, fell where the cannons blew up.
That would be dead.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in a debris field.
That would be the botch.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I
Fair
think,
enough.
yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm getting back down.
Yeah. All right. So next we have our cannons. Only got 3 of them now. Okay, that's a 10. All right, so we got 2 successes as the cannons begin to shoot their volleys at the witch's head. You do see they take out several bats as they fly through the air, but they do bounce almost like flubber off of the witch's head and back into the playground. Now, after seeing that effect, you hear sort of, Joey, you see them like they're in the process of wheeling out a couple of harpoons, but they are heavy and bulky and hard to get out. But you see like people abandon the cannons and start to help get the harpoons in place.
Joey looks at his mace and is like, I wonder if I put it with the handle facing outward into the cannon and shoot it at the thing with the pointy end. Anyway.
Joey about to lose his relic. All right.
Gonna make Bastion invent mechanics.
Right. Ryan, you've got 3 bats still actively attacking you. You have 2 defense, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Only 2 more join the fray. But none of them are able to get much purchase on you or pull you back down to the ground. But you have 4 sort of swirling around you trying to take pot shots.
Do you see Ryan just going fucking berserk? He's just got his little multi-tool out and is slashing at wings and like there's not even worrying about defense at this point, and in that weird way it's helping him stay clean.
Yeah.
Full Star Wars kid.
Yeah. Full first time LARPer.
So for Kate, both Kate and Joey have had significant field relocations. So how many bats stuck around? All right. The bats are real mad at you, Kate.
Well,
you see as you got the lasso around, immediately several bats sort of honed in on you. You've also got 2 defense.
mm-hmm.
As about 10 bats swarm you.
I love it.
But only one of them gets through, dealing 1 point of lethal damage as you're being initially dragged unceremoniously through the battlefield faster than they can keep up with before sort of getting pinned. And then Joey, you're up and the parapets, so they're not as easy to get to you. So you got about 2. And 1 gets through. So right now, to give you all a count, 5 bats are swarming Ryan, 10 are swarming Kate, and 2 are swarming Joey up near the cannons. And next we have our witch's head roll. Joey, you hear it first, a deep rumbling from within the playground as you feel the floor and walls around you begin to shake. And then you feel it and hear it, Ryan. And then finally, Kate, as something deep within the playground begins to stir. And that is where we'll end today's episode. Thank you all so much for joining, hanging out. I hope you had fun with this introduction to the playground and our characters and the trials and tribulations therein. Make sure you hit the like, you hit the subscribe. They are silly little YouTube things that really help our silly little YouTube channel, and we really appreciate it. Come through to the Twitch, come through to the Discord. We have a lovely little slice of the internet perfectly curated for folks like you. So come join us and hang out there. Either way, I'll see you on the playground.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye. The best.